Falcons versus Steelers. Steelers have a very good defense. They're probably at least top 10, maybe even top 5. Falcons were largely ineffective throwing the ball. They had 137 yards passing at 4.9 yards per pass, 2 interceptions. Running the ball, however, they were more effective. Only 89 yards rushing, but they had 4.0 yards per rush, and the Falcons only tried to run it 22 times despite those numbers. They also fumbled the ball once by Bijan. Falcons did a lot of zone running away from TJ Watt to the left. Cousins' time to sack was only slightly slower than Justin Herbert's time to sack versus the Raiders at 2.65 versus Justin Herbert's 2.3. Steelers are very quick off the ball. Kirk Cousins' passing direction chart, has good numbers, 10 yards or less when he's throwing 10 to 20 yards. He has 2 interceptions and only 4 completions and a touchdown. If you look at the passing depth numbers, when Cousins threw behind the line of scrimmage to the left and center, he had an ADOT of negative 1.5 and negative 6.0. But despite that, he had a yards per attempt at 7 and 11. And that's largely because Steelers are trying to keep everything in front of them. They're giving a lot of room underneath, and they make sure they don't get burnt deep. If you look at Kirk Cousins' passing chart from Next Gen Stats, a lot of his completions are just short passes, and he had some success throwing over the middle. And that's probably a large part because the Steelers linebackers play close to the line of scrimmage and blitz on occasion. Bijan did very well in receiving the ball. He had an 87 grade. He was 5 for 5 for 43 yards at 8.6 yards per reception. Yards after catch, 58 yards, and 3 first downs. He was good in open space. Obviously, he's a very good running back, but that's also because the Steelers were playing deep ball more than they were underneath. Very similar to Raiders. I think the Steelers did a good job defending the better wide receivers for the Falcons. Drake London had only a 58.8. Kyle Pitts had a 54.9, and Darnell Mooney had a 53.2 grade, whereas their third and fourth wide receivers seemed to fare a little bit better. In terms of pass rush grades, all their defensive interior had really good grades, as well as obviously TJ Watt, who had, looks like 2 sacks. Deshaun Elliott has a good PFF grade. Mensa Fitzpatrick is obviously very good. Their cornerbacks don't seem to be as good. They seem to play off a lot. Looking at the all-22, they show a very high cover one, and they blitz off of that. They bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and play man coverage over that. If you look at the end of the play, how much room is underneath. Here they play a cover 2, but you can see how aggressive Mensa Fitzpatrick is coming down. Here's another very high cover 1, brings 6, and it's open over the middle. This one they show a cover 2, but Mensa comes down, and then he drops back into coverage and ends up looking like a cover 3. Here they show a cover 1, and they bring 5 and play zone behind that. Here's a cover 1 man. Falcons throw a quick hitch here, wide receiver screen, so I get a good amount of yardage. Steelers have 5 at the line on this play, but they drop right outside linebacker back. They still throw it to Bijan. He still gets a good amount of yardage. Here they show cover 2. Looks like a zone. Cousins gets pressure, and he throws an interception. Actually, it's from the interior. Throw a screen. That works very well. Here's a quick out. You can see the safety come down very hard on it. Here's an inverted cover 2. Here it looks like cover 3. Little out pass. It's a good amount of yardage. It's kind of a cover 2. The safety comes down, do a cross underneath. It's open over the middle. Here they show a very high cover 1. Falcons run man beaters and able to get that ball off. Steelers are very good at kind of juking one way, then running to the opposite side. This one they do another inverted. It ends up being a cover 3. Safety comes down, shows blitz, and then drops back. Another inverted cover 2. Ends up being cover 3. Delayed release by the tight end on this play. Easy pass. This one, Kirk feels the pressure, and then he throws the ball up, gets intercepted. When Falcons ran trips formation, the short route always appears to be open. Just an easy 7-yard gain right there. Did a lot better running the ball. They ran the ball a lot, middle left 7 times, 23 yards at 3.3 yards per attempt. Next to the left end, 5 attempts, 31 yards, 6.2 yards per attempt. Right guard and right tackle, they did pretty well too, 3.5 yards per attempt. If you look at Bijan Robinson's run chart, you can see they did a lot of zone left. Cutback was open as well. So I'm not really sure why the Falcons didn't run it more. Maybe they felt they had enough weapons to be successful in the pass game, but with Steelers pass rush and them defending the deep ball, it just didn't work out for the Falcons. Although the Falcons were pretty successful throwing the ball short and just getting yards after catch. I think the Chargers would be smart to take what the defense is giving them because they're very good defense. Pass rush gets to quarterback very fast off the edge and in the interior. That'd be smart just to do screens and short passes. And if you look at where they're strong in the run defense, TJ Watt is their best run defender. However, on the left side or their right side, they have 3 pretty decently good run defenders on that left side in Hayward, Highsmith, and Fitzpatrick. So I think that's why that zone run wide works. Zone to the left, but cutting back works as well because Ogunjobi is not that good, as well as McQueen is a pretty good linebacker.